Hey everyone, it's Patrick with Univium. And if you're looking for a good way to pull YouTube influencer profile data without coughing up 50, 100, up to even up to $200 a month, then I've got a awesome solution for you, and it's not going to cost you anything. Recently, I was trying to reach out to other YouTube influencers myself just to connect and learn a little bit more about my niche and the industry. Business automation development in particular. And anyways, during that outreach, I found a couple things. I found that YouTube does not make it easy to just export a list of channels directly from their platform. And so I started looking at all these other services to try and export a list of channel data, and none of them really just fit the bar for what I was looking for. And just to provide a little bit of background on some of the platforms I tried, I looked at influencers.club and Channel Crawler, which Channel Crawler is 117 a month. Influencers.club is like 198 a month. And then I looked at I think what's it called? Star Engage, and it's that one was about $50 a month, but it really just didn't fit the bill for what I was needing. I think it was just a little bit buggy, and it didn't give me the exact data points I wanted, and didn't let me filter how I wanted. And so, I thought before I spend all this time researching these different platforms, let me just try and build something myself to get that channel data from YouTube. And so what we have here, I'll go ahead and show y'all. This is the app script I put together. It only took me about 2 hours. I have it connected to a Google Sheet. And what it does is it just pulls all that data in. And so I'll go ahead and run it for y'all real quick. We'll let it run. Now, it's not the fastest thing in the world, but again, it is free, and so you can't beat free. I'm going to go ahead and freeze these rows right here. So I think if we go down, you'll see it's going to start pulling these in. And what it's doing is it's trying to filter for specific keywords and search terms and whatnot. And so that's why it's not going to pull in every single option on there. Uh, let's see. Yeah, because see, it didn't find any channels that matched our keywords. And so that's the main thing. And that's really the whole point of me building this. So I know it didn't pull anything in just then. Um, But that was the whole point, is because, when I search on YouTube, I get all these channels that are like they're close to what I want, but they're not really the niche I'm looking for. And that was the whole purpose of this. So let's see if it's going to finally start pulling some in. There we go. Yeah, now it's pulling in a lot more. There we go. And so I have it set again. I was looking for business automation developers, but I have this script set to pull for YouTubers who focus on organic gardening and that sort of thing, just kind of as an example and whatnot. And so, as you can see, it does pull in data. It is pretty good. It even has some email data in there. I'll hide this just for privacy purposes. Now, there's not. I will say this: there are a few caveats. There's not a lot of email data, but that may be something I focus on in the future to try and improve that feature of this. But I'm doing a lot of manual personal outreach just to kind of test the waters and see if I can build some connections. And if that goes well, then I'll end up doing a full on automation for everything. But again, it just keeps going. And so that's really how it works. And towards the end of this video, I'll go ahead and show you where you can find the code for this app script. I have it in my repository, and I'll put a link to that in the description as well. Um, and so let me just go over a few of the key details on here, because if this looks good to you, you might want to use it. So let's go ahead and I'll just kind of walk you through the script and show you what it's doing. Is essentially we have these search queries. So like when you're in the YouTube platform and you type in the search bar, backyard gardening, and you set it to channel, and it pulls all the channels for backyard gardening. That's what these terms are. And the script's going to iterate through each of these. It's going to search for all the results for backyard gardening. Then it's going to move to the next query, organic gardening. Then it's going to move to the next one, container gardening, and kind of so on and so on. And then the initial keywords, what this is doing is this is looking in. So when you pull the API, it has like a shortened version of the description. And this is searching that shortened description for these keywords. And if it has one of these keywords, then it's going to do an API call to pull the details for that channel and kind of get all those data points we want to pull into the sheet. And it's also going to pull those details to analyze, whether or not we want to pull those into the sheet. And so yeah, so I'd say that's pretty much how it works. And the reason we have the initial keywords and then the second set is because you have to do an individual API call for each channel, and you have a limit of up to like 10,000 API calls per day, which is a lot, but it's very easy to go through that. And so we really only want to be pulling channels that we're certain are related to what we're looking for. Um, Include keywords. So once we are ready to search for the channel, once we get the channel details, we check the full description, see, hey, does it include one of these keywords? If it does, then we're going to go ahead and log that data on the spreadsheet. If it doesn't, then we're not going to log that data. Exclude keywords if any of these keywords show up in the description, we're not going to log that data on the spreadsheet. So it kind of gets it filtered, kind of exactly how you need. And so let's see what else there is. I think that's pretty much the basics of the logic behind it and the filtering logic to get what you need. Um, and so, yeah, we went over the API call limit. Um, and just to kind of show you too some of the iteration logic in regards to the API calls. Um, that's why earlier it didn't run all the ways because I think I had a setting on here or something. Um, So yeah, max API calls. So this I have it where it's only going to make 80 API calls per run per execution. Then it's going to stop. And I did that just to kind of control it while I was testing and whatnot. But I mean, you could do the full 10,000 and it'll keep going until something breaks or until the script times out, which I think is 30 minutes if you have Google Workspace. Pages to fetch. So like again, for each of these search queries, it's going to search the first page, the second page, the third page. And so this is telling you, how many pages for the search query you want it to fetch before the script ends. So really, might as well just set that to whatever. You can kind of configure it and play around with it. What I do, and I'm trying to remember why I did this. I think it was the execution time limit. Um, the execution time limit is 30 minutes. It's also 5 minutes, I think, if you don't have Google Workspace. And so in that case, what you can do is, just set it to something reasonable that'll take less than 5 minutes to run. You can go to triggers and you can just set a trigger to have it run every so often. Let's see. Just do that. Do let's do time driven, and let's do you know, just do every hour. And it'll just run every hour. And I have it set to where it'll pick up where it left off. So if if it runs and it finishes searching for house plants, then the next time it runs on that next execution next hour, it's going to start searching for landscaping and that sort of thing. And so that really is kind of how it works. And that way you can kind of just build your data over time, and it'll just keep going through. And I'm going to run it one more time just for fun and see that information come through if there's any other good search results. And so yeah, so I'll go ahead and show y'all where you can find this code on my repository. And so give me just a second, and I will get that for you. We're going to go to here we go, Univium Automation Tools, which I'll have a link in the description. Let's go to Google Apps Script. Go to where did I put it? Go to YouTube, pull YouTube channel data. Yep, that'll be it right there. And so you'll just copy and paste that into the Google Apps script. And just to go over the full process, create a Google spreadsheet. And then you go to app script uh, and create an app script if one doesn't exist. Probably messed up the run right there. Then you're going to paste. And then after that, you want to make sure the YouTube service is enabled. So you're going to go to services, and I think it's called the YouTube Data API. I guess I have to click on it here. Yeah. Whenever you click that button I clicked a second ago, it's going to be called the YouTube Data API v3. And then after that, you paste the code into the app script. Just update all your keywords and whatnot to exactly what you want them to be for your particular use case. Um, one more thing, don't forget to look at these topics right here, which you can program into the search query, which I should have done and I didn't. So make sure you do that as well. And then after that, you can run the script, you can set your trigger, and you should be all set and ready to go. And so, yeah, no, I hope this helps. It definitely has helped me, and I'm going to be trying it out some more over the next few weeks, and we'll keep you all updated on how it goes. But if you have any questions, just leave a comment or feel free to reach out, and I'm always happy to help. Take care.